one. I'm going to do the 13th shelf now. This one just here. Mainly ones all beginning with L, a couple M's and that on there, but yeah, some decent films on this one as well. So let's go and see what we got.
Hi, we're going to do my the 13th shelf now. Got to start with this Legends of Lucy Keys. This is like a pickup, like a sort of blind pickup I had. I'd heard about it before, but not seen anything of it. As far as I know, it's actually a pretty creepy ghost story, but I haven't watched it yet, but can't see what it's like. Legion. I thought this was really good. It was like these people hold them in like like a truck stop, and there's like fallen angel sort of. It's very similar to Prophecy, the Christopher Walken Prophecy. More like an up-to-date version of that. I really enjoyed it. It's pretty good, that. Legion of the Dead. There's a cheap pickup. It's like an Anchor Bay release. I've not watched this yet. It hasn't had very good reviews or anything, so I don't know if it's any good. The original Leprechaun. I've really liked this series. They're quite tongue-in-cheek. All pretty decent as well. You know, I thought this one was really good. Jennifer Aniston was in it as well. I think when she was a relatively unknown then. But that's decent. That film, I like that. Leprechaun 2, which is like I think the only 18 rated Leprechaun. I think that one was. But yeah, this one was okay as well. This was pretty good. There's Leprechaun 4, which I think that's the one in space. Yeah, that one wasn't great. It was okay. It had a few little, a few funny scenes in it. It was all right. Leprechaun in the Hood. I quite enjoyed this one. I thought it was pretty funny. There's these two really rubbish rappers like sort of end up unleashing him or something, and there's some really funny scenes in that, especially with the rappers doing some really strange raps. I thought it was a good funny more of a comedy, that one. But another one is more of a comedy. Is the Lesbian Vampire Killers. Watched this before. I really liked it. I think I rented it out one day. I wasn't sure if I'd like it or not, but it was really good. You know, it was. They got these two are quite famous in the UK. Really funny. Quite some good kills in it as well. Went sort of more serious comedy in the second half. A little bit like Shaun of the Dead. Started off comedy, went a bit serious, but I really enjoyed it. It was a good film. Let the Right One In. Brilliant film. That it's like the original Swedish one. It's got the slipcase, same cover as well. I was on the slipcase, but yeah, great. That one about the boy who befriends a vampire girl, and she ends up protecting him almost, and sort of he gets his arm back on bullies that's been bullying him, and that. I really liked it. It was a great movie. That. Livid, which is a brilliant French vampire film. Not many people talk about this either, really, but I really liked it. It was a great movie. I think I watched it. First time I watched it, I think it was on Love Film. It was on Love Film or something like that, and wow, brilliant film. Some brilliant imagery in it as well. Really good, that. Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. I did have this on VHS years ago, really heavily cut version now. As far as I know, this one's uncut. It's like the Anchor Bay release. Got a good decent book with it as well. All about the film, making of the film and that. Good release, that one. Seen it quite a few times. Really underrated zombie film. That from like the 70s, I think it was 73, 74, something like that. A really underrated zombie movie, that. Lizard Woman, which looked really good from the trailer, but it was very slow and not a lot happened in it. Not a great movie. I picked it up quite cheap though. So. Loch Ness Terror, which is like a sort of generic sort of monster flick, really, sort of like a Sci-Fi Channel type of movie. It was okay. It wasn't great. The Lonely Ones. Yeah, I didn't really like it. It's another cheap pickup. I just watched it. It was it was passable, but not a lot happened in it. Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions. Really like it. It's another one I used to have on VHS. Tried to get it, again. Got the director's cut now. Really good one about like a cult. Really good. Scott Bakula's in it. Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem. This is really good actually. This was a really good Rob Zombie film. Very different to a lot of his other films, and not as much gore or violence in this one, but it's a decent film. Really enjoyed it. The classic Lost Boys, everyone's heard of that. Great vampire movie, like a teen vampire one, really good. Lost Boys, The Tribe. This is a Region 1 pickup I had. Got like a lenticular case. I don't see it moving on it at all, but it's got like pictures of the tribe on there. Then movie's got like the vampire woman's face. So bought it because I really like the cover. But I don't know if the actual movie's any good, The Tribe itself. I haven't heard many people talk about the Lost Boys sequel, so another one there as well, The Thirst. I think that was the third one. This is the Region 2 UK one, 15 rated. Not watching some either yet. The Lost Coast tapes. Which I really enjoyed this. It was like a really good found footage Bigfoot film. Yeah, really liked it. You know, interesting. Well worth watching that one. The Mad Doctor of Blood Island. I really like this one. I think it was Eddie Romero one. Yeah, I think he's like did a lot of really cheap old horror films in the 70s, and this was really good. This was a really decent film. Madison County, not watched that yet, it's got it from a charity shop. Looks like a generic slasher film. Looks okay. Madhouse, this is like a fairly recentish film. It's not the Vincent Price one or the Nasty. There's a Nasty called Madhouse as well. It's not that one. This one's sort of set in an asylum or something. I think it is. It's you know, it's past all. It's okay. Madman, which is that early 80s one. This is the complete uncut version, the Anchor Bay uncut one. A lot of people hate this film, but I thought it was okay for what it is. It's you know, sort of similar to The Burning and Friday the 13th, that sort of slasher type one. You know, sit on a camp, it was okay. You know, it wasn't as bad as people make out. Malefique, which is like a French one. Another Fright Fest DVDs. Quite a lot of slip cases in this one. Same cover again, but it's got like a nice gloss to it. But yeah, it's like a French one that I think set in a prison, a haunted prison or something. Yeah, it was decent. It was a good French horror film. That so. Mammoth, which is like a generic creature feature, but sort of mammoth on the loose. You know what you sort of get. That was okay. Man Thing, based on the Marvel comics. I suppose not strictly proper horror, but you know, got a lot of horror elements in it. Sort of reminds me of Swamp Thing, going only not as good. It was okay. Man's Best Friend. There's Lance Henriksen one about the sort of genetically sort of created dog, it's like a killer dog, like a Rottweiler thing. Yeah, it's okay. That, you know, it's not a bad movie. Lance Henriksen's good as always in it as well. So. Mandrake. It's like sort of a Killer Tree movie. Yeah, not that great. It's like I think it was made by the Sci-Fi Channel made it. I think it's one of the better of the Sci-Fi Channel movies, but it's not saying much. So. The Mangler, which is the Robert Englund, Stephen King adaptation. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was a really good film. There, watched it a couple of times. I had it on VHS as well years ago. It was decent. The Mangler 2, Graduation Day, which was really poor. That was really bad, that one. And then there's the Mangler Reborn, which is a bit better than the second one, but it was like a completely sort of different film to the others. So. The Michael Mann's Manhunter. This is like a sort of serial killer film. It was like sort of the prequel to Silence of the Lambs almost, wasn't it? The first one that came out had like Hannibal Lecter and that in it. Yeah, get Hannibal Lecter to help him catch a killer. Basically, it's like Silence of the Lambs sort of thing, type film. But yeah, really good. And this one as well. I don't know if you've got the Momentum Pictures one, but it's got a really good. This book was inside when I bought it. I don't know if it's supposed to be in it or not, because I bought it pre-owned. But Michael Mann's Head Games. It's a the story about the making of the film and everything. Yeah, it was decent. That good book, good read. But yeah, Manhunter there. The Blue Underground version of Maniac. A lot of people probably get mad at me for this, but I've never actually watched this yet. And I know this is one of the classics. Everyone raves about the film. We'll get to watch it, but heard so much about it. I know every single horror person, every single horror fan has this in the collection, I think. Not got to watch it yet, but definitely will. It's Region 1, this version. I think it's the full uncut version as well. I look forward to seeing that. It's supposed to be really good. So, Maniac Cop, which is the first Maniac Cop film. Really enjoyed this one as well. I had this one on video. And this is the uncut one as well. This is like got extra scenes as well. It's like the I think in Japan they'd filmed some extra scenes for the Japanese one, and that's in there. So this is like the complete Maniac Cop. There's got a couple of scenes added to it or something. Maniacal, pretty poor slasher film. There's some decent gore in it, but that's it really. The Manson Family, it's like a story like Charles Manson's sort of cult that he had. Decent sort of biography. He was pretty graphic in parts as well. It was a decent film. Mark of the Devil, that's the one with Herbert Lom in it. This is fairly heavily cut, I think, this version. It's actually a really shocking film. That I didn't find it that bad, but maybe it's because it's the uncut one. There was some pretty bad scenes of torturing, I think, for the time, but You know, it's I think it's tame compared to today's standards. You know, this film's amazing. This one, Martyrs, another French film. I mean, the French can't really go wrong with the horror at the minute. They're doing some amazing horror films, the French, and this is like, you know, they're one of the best. Really, really good. Can't say too much about this film because, you know, if I do, it'll spoil it for a lot of people who haven't seen it. But, you know, if you like your really intense French horror, that is an amazing film. That. And finally on this shelf, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. You know, this was pretty decent version of Frankenstein. I thought, you know, it was. I enjoyed this one more than the Bram Stoker's Dracula. Anyway, I think this was a lot more better. I think Robert De Niro was probably slightly miscast as the monster, but you know, he did a decent job with it after at the end. So. But yeah, that decent, you know, a bit overlong as well. But anyway, that's shelf 13. Hopefully I get shelf 14 done soon. Thanks for all the people for watching and that. See you again soon. Thanks.